all my nerds, geeks, and dorks. Welcome to Raddcast, the podcast where your nerd card is accepted. And we're on Google Hangouts with Jeff.
Yo. I guess you can hear me, I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Trying to keep my chin above the title.
Above the lower third?
Yes. My lower third is in my way.
I'm about to get rid of my lower third. Let's see. There we go. Goodbye, lower third.
Yeah, let me eat my lower third. Hang on. There.
It's more like a lower fifth or more like that. It's not really a third.
It's a lower quarter, damn it. Okay. Man, I've been so tired lately. Don't know why. I haven't done anything all week. Deal with the heat.
Super crazy hours.
Yeah. Well,
I did that. Well, I did that gig yesterday where I worked like 12 hours and then had to go visit my mom at the hospital. But other than that,
oh, yeah, I have nothing to say because I haven't done anything.
Yeah,
sitting at my desk just working on non-related work stuff. I'll say that.
That's the best. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
So, we're doing a show a little bit differently tonight because Dave is at work and ran out of time and all that stuff. So,
yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, that's for everybody who's watching.
What does Dave do again? He builds steamboats or something?
He builds steamboats.
I don't know.
He's a big steampunk fanatic, and he's like, I think I'll build a steamboat.
Well, I thought it had something to do with... I just picture him working in a Terminator factory. I don't know.
Pretty much, that's what he does. He builds airplanes. He builds wire harnesses for 777s or something like that. I don't remember. I don't know. It's his job. Okay. I don't keep track of it.
Oh. You okay?
I know. I just work on occasion. That's what I do.
Yeah. You work on occasion and pay bills on occasion. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, pretty much that's how it goes. Yeah.
Still somewhat there, but yeah.
So nothing new. What about an update for Strip? What's going on with Strip?
That's what I've been doing at work. Is rebuilding their website. And I'm basically doing it all. I was supposed to just be doing the coding, but when you wait for graphics and you need to go ahead and continue, you just make your own graphics and keep moving. So, and I'm always asking them, what do you want to do next year? How are we going to handle this? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? And I don't get any answers, so I'm just kind of basically making the con up as we go. So we'll see. But
they're like, we got a whole year.
I'm officially staffed now, so.
Oh, well, we got a whole year to wait and see what's going on. And
I know, but there's ancillary things they want to do throughout the year. So they want the website up immediately, but they're not helping me with that. Oh, good Lord. So they're wanting to do a bunch of little art shows here and there around town and stuff, which is fine. But they want the site up, and it's like, well, you need to tell me first of all what we're doing and when.
So, but it's going to be more of like a learning con, how to do,
I'm trying to gear them in that fashion. They still want to do web comics as a primary, and I'm like, that's fine and all, but expand. And I made a survey to pass out there for all the artists and vendors last time, and that's what they were interested too. They were all, without me even saying anything, well, why don't we just do all kinds of art and stuff? It's like, oh, I agree. So we're going to expand into that at some point. I mean, that's what I'm writing on the website is what we're doing, and nobody seems to say no. The guy running, who's basically in charge of the show, doesn't seem to say no. He's just more focused on webcomics. It's like, okay, well, then we'll handle everything else. It's going to require a lot of volunteers and stuff. So right now we're still looking for a venue for next year. We've got two places in mind. One I don't like so much. The other, maybe. But we still haven't. Me and him have gone to a couple of places, and we're just dealing with money and figuring out where to have it. It's definitely going to be bigger and definitely going to be a lot more like a real con at this point. So
What's the other place? I know the Irving Convention Center is one of them, but
the other
what's the?
place was the Crown Plaza Market Center. I'm more geared to that because it's an actual hotel with meeting rooms.
Is that
I
the one
keep,
that's off of 35?
yeah,
Okay.
35 right where 183 splits off right in front of it.
Yeah.
Um, I keep telling them we need to probably do there because they have some bigger rooms, which means we need a ballroom for a vendor room and then a ballroom for events, rather than trying to cram everything into the corner of one room. So that's the plan at the moment. We're taking ideas and stuff, but it's we're gonna need a lot of help on this next year, just to keep things running.
I'm going to be
So
podcast guy.
that's what I said. That's why I'm inventing. I told them, I said, you need programming tracks, and then put someone or a group in charge of that programming track, and then say, what are you guys gonna do? Okay, and then you broadcast it on the website, and then they control it when you get there. You're the Star Trek nerds. Okay, you guys do whatever you want. You're the Star Wars nerds. Here's a room. You guys do whatever you want. Just let us know hour by hour what you're gonna do, and we'll advertise it. Kind of like they do at Dragon Con, because I like the way they do it that way. Um, which I'm gonna get you and Dave to next year, whether you like it or not.
I'm going to go, man. I'm going to.
Well, here's the
we try to
problem.
go.
Speaking of Dragon Con and cons, all my friends went to Dragon Con. It was last weekend. They came back. The biggest problem with Dragon Con at the moment is trying to get a freaking hotel room for the show. Because even though there's 6, 7 hotels involved, they all usually do their booking at the same time, and it's all announced for the con rate. And within the last year, it was 30 seconds. It took 30 seconds for all 6, 7 hotels to book for the con rate. Now, you can go to the hotel and spend $300 a night if you want. The con rate's half that. And this year, what I hear happened was there's 3 major hotels. Of the 3 hotels, the once known as the Party Hotel decided to start booking rooms during Dragon Con instead of waiting till October 1st, which is what they've been doing. And everybody got pissed because everybody got back looking into figuring out when they're going to plan for next year and go, wait, they already took reservations and they're sold out already at the con? So that pissed off a lot of people. The other 2 hotels aren't supposed to be doing reservations until October 1st again. But like we said, last year it took 30 seconds for all the hotel rooms to book. And you could call, which doesn't help because you're on hold for 30 minutes, and by the time you get to talk to somebody, they're sold out. Or when everybody was doing it online, but you had, people were waiting. It was like 7 a.m. on the 1st. People were refresh. All of a sudden, you'd hit refresh, and it would take 5 minutes to load. And then once you got on and say, I want a hotel room, up, we're sold out. So that's the nuttiness of Dragon Con. So what happens is you get all your friends, all 50 of your friends, to try to get a room. If somebody does, you book 10 rooms. And then you can give out the rest of them to other people. So, but I always have enough friends going that somebody will have an extra room that we can, mooch off of when we get there. And all the room's for anyways, to store your crap and crash. So.
How many of you guys cram into a room?
1 year, about back in '05, I think it was, or '04, we crammed 10 people in a room. But when you have people that go in there at 10 p.m. and some don't show up till 2 a.m., and the room clears out by 7, 8 in the morning, it doesn't matter too much. I mean, I haven't slept in a Dragon. First time I slept in a room at Dragon Con, on a bed in a room at Dragon Con, was probably about 3 years ago. All the cons before that, I just slept on a chair or floor or something.
Well, since they're not doing Celebration this next year, I think Dave will probably go.
You guys, Dave would freak out if he saw Dragon Con. I think you would too. But I know you got to plan for it, and you got to, whenever you can, ask off now, which I always do, and then start saving up and figure out how you're going to get there, or if you're going to have, basically, if you're just going to go and not have a big costume, you can fly. It's cheap. or cheaper than driving. You do not want to drive if you don't have to. It's a pain in the ass. Um, you only want to drive if you got a big costume or something, or usually the 501st or somebody will have a caravan, and you pay them like $100, and they take your big bucks a helmet like mine. That took up half a U-Haul trailer at one point. One
Oh,
year.
crap.
I
The
know.
dark
And they
helmet?
wanted to put stuff on it, and I said, no, 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 you put that box on top. Because that box was super light and there wasn't a lot of padding in it. And, uh, yeah. But, no, you just plan ahead and you start saving. Because you want to have. It's not the ticket so much as expensive. Because right now they're like $65 already. They end up going to about 120 if you buy them there. But, it's the hotel room that's going to kill you. And the travel. But you can go from here to there and get a $189 ticket at some point flying. But the hotel room will cost you at least $300-400, even if you're crammed into a room with other people, because you got to realize you're there at least Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. So that's 4 nights just for your share of the money. So it's not that bad though.
You make it sound so appealing.
It is. Well, when you get there though, you're like, look at all this crap. This is the most awesome con I've ever been at. Ah, shit, I have no money to buy anything. That happens to me a lot. It's like, I ain't got no money. I'm just going to take a business card. I'll look you up later online.
Yeah, we're trying to plan for Wizard World. We just sent out for our press passes for fan days, so we'll see how that.
Yeah, so looking on their website the other day, I didn't really see anything interesting.
On fan days or Wizard World.
Wizard World, read both sites. Oh, look, fan days. Hey, they're all here again. Elijah Dushku's doing everybody's con now. So, I just got a text message. Oh, from a friend of mine. So I'll read it later. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we'd get to see the situation and see him push his comic book out there, but
Yeah.
he won't be at Austin.
Okay. I forgot. I didn't see any guests that really look impressive. I mean, what, fan days? I think Stan Lee's coming back again.
Yeah,
Locally,
if you missed your Stanley opportunity for the past two cons,
200 times. He's been at every con. That's the thing at Dragon Con too. Dragon Con's got all of the recycled guests that all the cons have all together. So you end up seeing them every year. I think last year Aaron Douglas showed up just to show up, but he ends up going up to the head table when they're doing the Battlestar Galactica panel and just sitting down at the end, and then he's got to share a mic with somebody just because he's bored.
I think he's going to be at. I want to say he's going to be at Wizard World, but I'm not sure.
I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
it's Kit Lively who I'm thinking about. That's yeah.
Okay, yeah, Kit didn't do StripCon this last year because he had a family obligation or something, but he'll probably be back in the future. And of course, James DeBar just showed up out of nowhere, comes out of the woodwork. He drew some cool pictures. He did for the art auction. He stuck with his. I don't know if you saw it last. You probably didn't. Last year, he did a really cool Blade Runner, black and white, pencil and ink drawing.
No, I didn't see the.
Standing in the rain with the buildings behind up. This last year, just this last time, he did Trish and what's the name of what's his name's character, the main bad guy.
In Blade Runner.
Rutger Hauer's character, yeah. Well, he did a drawing. So two separate drawings, one of him and one of Pris. It was Pris, not Trish. Of those two characters, and they were cool. We got like shit. It went like $80-100 for each one of those.
Wow.
Yeah. He just drew him and then he leaves. He didn't even stay. He did that last year. So I was talking to him. I was like, dude, you know that Blade Runner drawing he did last year brought about $160. He's like, oh, okay, that's cool. No reaction out of him. He doesn't care. I do
I
Crow. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask him about the Crow remake that I keep on reading about online, but
You're probably just going to piss him off because I don't think he has anything to do with it. Or does he?
I don't know if he's got anything to do with it or if he's just like whatever it is.
I've
You've got
found out
Win.
you talk to any actor or talent about a rebirth or a revisitation of their work, and they usually get pissed. Um, Richard Hatch always hated the new Battlestar, even though he eventually got on it because they wouldn't use his uh, version of how he wanted it to continue. Universal never gave him the rights to do it his way, so he was kind of bitter about that. I've got a video of that somewhere. I'd have to send you about that. Not supposed to be out on the net. It took me a while to find it. His Battlestar Galactica. He spent Richard Hatch went into debt and remortgaged his house. He was doing a concert about 10 years ago, trying to sell this new version of Battlestar. Let me see if I can look it up real quick and see what it was called. And he would go around and show this 10-minute long preview of what he wanted the new Battlestar to look like. Got a bunch of the old actors and stuff to help out, and you could see how the new Battlestar looks very similar to it, but it's not the same. It didn't involve the human cyborgs or anything. And he would get real pissed off if you mentioned anything about the new show or something like that at one of local shows. He's been in a few of them in the last couple of years. Who else? I mean, David Prowse was never real happy if you mentioned Vader in the prequels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anybody like that, which is funny because you get. Okay, my brain just went blank. Who played? Oh, Jeremy Bulloch. Jeremy Bulloch loves the fact that they brought Boba Fett back in the prequels and all that stuff. I've just seen a lot of bitter actors that don't give a crap about the new incarnation. I sat with the guy who played Bib Fortuna in Return of the Jedi, and this was during C3 or C2, and the guy who played Bib Fortuna in Episode 1, he was on the side there, Boba Fett, for about 5 seconds, was there signing autographs as well, and he was getting, and I forgot the guy's name I was sitting with, but the original Bib Fortuna guy was getting mad because people were going over to him more than the new guy more than he was. And I was like, dude, whatever. All those guys, of course, want to be recognized for their legitimate theater that they do, like Patrick Stewart and all that. But it's like, just give it up. You're Bib Fortuna for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I've always wondered if I've wanted to be like a B actor that was in like an awesome series. You have some wind blowing into your mic. The camera keeps on cutting to you.
Do I? I have a bunch of fans on in here because it's hot. I don't know if I could mute my... Oh, hang on. Let me try something. Well, thought I had volume control on this. I guess I don't. I can mute my mic.
Well, then, that's just me then. Yeah, this is really comfortable.
Okay, so it didn't switch back until now?
Yeah, it switched back now. Yeah, you've got something that's blowing directly into your mic.
Well, there's a fan right over here, and the mic is here. So, I can turn that fan off. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, go ahead and turn it off, I guess.
Okay. Well, oh.
I'll talk. I'll come
Hang
up
on.
with something.
My mic, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because it still shows the mic crossed out. It says mute microphone, but it says on. Okay, now it goes. Just took a second to flip the button over. Hang on a sec.
Big Mac's at my house. I'll bring my guys. You have yours. I've got Junkyard Dog.
It's World Wrestling Federation Superstars.
I've got Brutus Beefcake. Here's George Animal Steel. I've got Great Hammer Valentine. Ricky the Dragon Steel.
Yeah! They're so real.
And Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Can you tell the difference? Wrestling Superstars, they're for real. Each sold separately from LJN. Yeah!
The Power Glove for your NES. Now you and the games are one. Power Glove. Everything else is child's play.
That should be a little better, I think.
And you're back.
I'm back from the void of my rest of my room. Okay, it was called BSG: The Second Coming, and I found this video years ago because I remember he came to some of Ben Stevens shows around 2002, 3, and 4, and he got upset that the room that they were supplied wasn't loud enough. As far as he wanted the audio to be played real loud because it's a real intense trailer and all this crap, and he saw that we had a sound system at our fan table inside the dealer room, so he bring it over to us, and I always had a little reel of trailers and stuff playing, and he's like, okay, here, play this, and he started playing it at one point, and the entire, I don't know if you've been in the Plano Convention Center, the entire Plano Convention Center in the dealer room cuddled around our table in the middle of the exhibit hall to watch on this tiny little crappy 30-inch TV this little video of his, and he stood there all proud and stuff like that, and he made sure we gave him the tape back afterwards. He goes, yo, this is behind us, it's not supposed to be on public on the internet or anything. I searched about 6 years ago and found it on somebody's fan site, and it's an actual trailer of I'll have to show it to you some other time.
I think I've seen it on YouTube. Like somebody's put it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, well, they always get it pulled down. I don't know if you can hear the kid screaming in the background.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
No, it's not bedtime. It's him screaming because he's having fun.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun screaming.
That was fun scream. Yeah.
No,
he doesn't scream any other way. Well, the trailer had because Lauren Green, is that who it was? Who played Adama? Is that who it was? Yeah. He had died already at that point when he'd made this trailer, but he had found some footage of Lauren Green that was an outtake of some old episode, and he made him appear as a hologram in the trailer. He got the guy who played Baltar and Boomer and some of the other people in there, but he spent most of the $30,000 on this. It's 4 minutes, 4-minute long trailer, just because of the effects. And this was right around 2001, and the CG was like expensive as hell, I guess, to do all these effects and stuff. But of course, he's the star of this trailer. Have you seen it? I can send it to you, and then you can throw it up on this if you want, and we'll have all kinds of copyright issues putting this on YouTube.
Oh man, I already get YouTube up my ass at least every other week.
Do you?
Oh yeah. You have copyright material. We're gonna,
They haven't said nothing to me, which is funny. Wonder if this is even online, like you were saying on YouTube. Continue talking.
Yeah, I think I've seen like some of that trailer, or a little bit of it somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it at, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's online. Never mind. It's on YouTube. Didn't used to be, because he would always get pissed off about people. New spin-offs envisioned. A trailer for the never released second. See, people will find crap like that and think, oh, there's new BSG incarnation, and everybody's like, dude, you're stupid. This was, something that didn't come out in the first place.
Oh, there's that, and then there's people who do the stupid fan trailers.
Yeah, and then they're like, hey, look, it's a new Batman and Robin movie. It's like, no, that's a trailer that's been on the net for 10 years now.
Yeah, it's a fan film that somebody did for their college project or something.
That Grayson trailer, which was one of the original fan trailers. There's still people posting that like it's new. This is a new movie coming out. No, that was a. He even says in his own site that this is just a concept and a project. So, or you go to the fan. They don't do them as much, but you see all those people at the conventions trying to sell, all that, $10 DVD with all that crap on it. It's like, you can get all that off the internet. That's right around when YouTube got popular.
Off the bootleg table.
Yeah, bootleg table would have everything.
I almost bought the Wonder Woman episode, like the Wonder Woman that never aired.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to see it. I haven't seen it. I did.
Somebody made a brand new Justice League fan trailer, and they put a lot of shots from that in there. I ripped it and I put it on I had it on the StripCon TV thing. I'm gonna put it in the Allcon one next year because it was decent. But
what Superman were they using?
They were using the Dean Cain Superman.
We'll see.
As far as his face, they were using his face, for face shots. The rest of it, they were using all kinds of stuff. Aquaman, I don't know where they got from. They just had a couple of clips. I don't know where they got the Flash either.
Wasn't there an Aquaman television show? Like, they didn't call it Aquaman. They just, it was really short-lived, like maybe 2 or 3 episodes or something.
I don't remember that.
Because nobody wants to watch an Aquaman television show.
Anytime I see or hear Aquaman, all I can ever remember is any kind of robot chicken thing. They have Aquaman and Aqualad, and he's eating his previous fish sidekick. Stuff like that. That's all I can ever think about. And they make fun of Aquaman all the time on the Justice League robot chicken stuff. It's great.
I think right now DC's trying to they've got Jeff Johns writing. I want to say it's Jeff Johns writing Aquaman stuff now, because they're trying to make him. They're trying to do to Aquaman what he did to Green Lantern, which was make him cooler. And
there's never going to be a Justice League movie. If there will, it's just going to be lame, because in reality, like they always joke about, Superman could do everything that all the rest of them could do combined. So
I don't know. Have you kept up with any of the New 52 Superman stuff, or what they've done with him, or anything like that? I mean, I know he's got it's Kryptonian armor now instead of Ma Kent sewing together a Superman outfit and all that.
Well, that's
stuff.
the way it was supposed to have been. It was the material that he was swaddled in his capsule. In the original comic, yeah, Ma Kent sewed it together, but that's contradiction because it can't be penetrated by anything. So how is she going to sew and needle it together? In later, some of the other incarnations, he brought all that clothing into the Force of Solitude with him, and it made his, family symbol out of that clothing, which is more of a feasible kind of thing.
I think in the new one, and I don't keep up with the New 52 because I'm really tired of the reboot, so I haven't read any DC stuff since they've done the New 52. But from what I know is that he was running around in the t-shirt and jeans look for a while, and then he went and hi James.
I'm listening.
He went and did. He went into Brainiac's ship, and then there was a city or something that he had shrunk down and put in a jar, and Superman got shrunk down and was walking around in the city and found this armor, and when he put on the armor, the crest went on the chest plate and all that stuff, and that's how his new suit is. He basically.
Which makes more sense because that's what happened. The Last Son of Krypton book that Kevin J. Anderson wrote, I read, came out, about 4 or 5, 6 years ago. Gave supposedly the true story behind what happened to Krypton, like the year before, starting from the year before it exploded. Telling you how Jor-El and Zod, and it wasn't Ursa, she had a different name, which is the true name they're giving her in the movie, interacted with each other, and how Krypton exploded, and when Brainiac showed up, and all this mess. I didn't really like it too much because the Krypton in that book was just like Earth, as far as the environment and trees and water and seas and all that stuff. I liked the version in the Christopher Reeve movie that made it look all futuristic and shit. They had awesome technology in the book, but it was just too down to earth kind of thing. Like most of the stuff that Jor-El was creating, including the Phantom Zone, was all by accident, and it was all done at the last minute in the book. As far as Jor-El, Zod and them being thrown into it, but he didn't even know what it was. Basically, Jor-El by accident created some little black hole in his laboratory, and that could be turned on and off. And Zod was the official of the planet at the time, who his title had something to do with the official science and administration dude or something, and he would always know that Jor-El was creating some cool stuff, and would always say, "No, we're gonna have to ban that. That's not legal." And then Zod would store everything in his basement. Is what basically some of this plot was doing. And then, of course, eventually, Zod tried to take over the planet with all that stuff. Hey, that's his happy yell.
He's like, I'm just happy.
Yeah. So, that's where the book went, and it was kind of cool. And the movie is, you said he's supposed to have armor. That's supposed to be armor, not a suit, or what? Is that what you're
Well,
talking
in the new 52, well, I think it's going to be in the movie too, because I think they're basing it off of the new Superman. That the suit is Kryptonian armor.
Is that why it's scaly?
Yeah, that's why it's all scaly, and that's why the S looks all messed up and all that stuff.
Well, the S gets more 3D for each movie they're making.
Yeah. I don't get the whole like scaly suit thing.
I don't either, because they're copying Spider-Man and Captain America and all that crap.
Well, Captain America had scales. Like he had.
Yeah, that was true.
Fish suit, like that was him. He had the fish suit forever.
Yeah, and the fans just are like, well, leave well enough alone and give us a cool version of what we know. Instead, they're changing everything like Transformers and stuff. All they're doing is pissing off the fans.
Well, the Captain America thing I can understand because they did recreate, what was it, the 90s?
Well, it works sometimes. That and Iron Man and some other type movies. Thor.
Iron Man worked. Thor, it was decent.
Thor wasn't bad. Yeah, it was decent, but it wasn't impressive. And it was like, that's kind of cool. Okay, we're back on Earth in a desert. The only thing to look at is Natalie Portman. Okay.
I don't think you're going to get many complaints with that. So.
I know. That's why everybody was just like, it's a movie. We know it's building up for an adventure movie.
That's how I felt about like Iron Man 2. Well, that's Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America were all just build-ups for the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Kind of felt.
That's why. Wait. We gotta redo the Hulk real quick. Let's do that.
I really liked the Ed Norton Hulk. I don't know if
I did too. I like that version of that movie. Which was again a remake. It was made for the movie, but then they, had to get a different guy to play him in Avengers, which whatever.
Awesome Hollywood politics.
Yeah. But getting back to Superman in the new movie, it's must be Zod and I forgot the character name for Ursa. I don't know if Nan's showing up or not. In the book, he was
I could see the Hollywood guy just being like, "Look, where's the big retard guy?"
in the book. They had those characters' names, Ursa and Nan, were their surnames. So it was something. It was like Jor-El and Zod. I forgot his first name, but he had a first name and a last name. It was something Zod and something Ursa and something Nan. And Nan was just a dumb mute, just like he was in the other movies. He was just this brute. He's just the labor for Zod. He'd go tell him to go do something or go kill somebody or something. He'd come back, and that's the way they do it in the book too. But I don't know if he's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah, there was like a continuity that I had read somewhere that like he was Jor-El's like best friend or something like that, and then hit his head really hard or something.
In the book, they went into it a little bit, saying, Zod found him in an alley as a orphan when he was 10 years old or something, and he just kind of raised him, or some BS like that. Knew he was special, but knew he was strong or something. So, well, in the book, and then in the book, Ursa was just some psycho chick that just showed up and started hanging all over Zod, and she just liked him because he was an insane dude, kind of like Harley Quinn and Joker, I guess, and she just would go nuts every once in a while and kill people for him and that kind of mess. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know. I still like Superman Returns. I don't know how they're going to. They're gonna make it an action movie, but how they're gonna make a fight between him and them, I don't know how it's gonna happen.
I think they're just trying to like have Superman throw a punch.
Yeah, that's why I'm sorry. That's why the studio didn't like Superman Returns. It's because he didn't do anything according to them. It was just all the psycho babble. Was Superman really a human and part of our world stuff?
Yeah.
I guess enough people complained about it. There wasn't any action, so same thing with the Hulk movie. Oh, let's just redo it. Make him punch somebody.
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand. I mean, like the worst thing to like having a bad movie is like a step better than having a boring movie, and I think that's what the problem was with like Superman and like the Ang Lee Hulk was that they were boring. They were just
that was boring. Yes. I agree that was a boring one, but redoing it just for to me, did you think the CGI Hulk in that Norton movie was 100% better than it was in the first one? I agree the first one sucked, but it didn't suck as bad as everybody was saying. 'Cause how else are you going to do a big inflatable dude and make him look real?
Well, they did. I mean, there was better, I guess, skinning. Like they made a better skin for the new Hulk.
I guess. And I didn't like the fact. I did not like the fact in the first one that he would like pee himself in the pants to shrink down back into Bruce Banner. That one shot where he's in the street in San Francisco. He just pees all over the pavement, and then he shrinks down to a little man. I was like, ew, muscle juice.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that was the way they're like, well, how do we shrink him back down? Just open a valve, I guess.
Well, why did you have to do anything? Just shrink him back down. That's all that would happen. I don't know.
Well, that's always something that's happened, like, off screen.
Yeah, but in the comics, he never peed his pants when he shrunk. He just shrunk. And he didn't have any pants on hardly after that, but the Ed Norton version, I liked when they said stretchy pants, and that was the end of that. You don't bring up the whole how the pants fit him anymore.
Yeah, sometimes the easiest answer is the best.
Yeah.
But
Superman, we'll see. Even if it does good and it's an awesome movie, I don't see how they're going to integrate that into a Justice League movie. With
they're not.
And putting him in Batman. Well, they're still planning on the studio still wants to do one.
Well, they want to do one, but they're not. It's not going to happen. Like it's if it does happen, it's still going to be like 5-10 years down the road. And
Oh, I know it's going to be in the far future, and I just don't see Batman interacting with Superman and whoever else.
no, we'll see a Batman reboot before we see a Justice League movie.
Yeah. Or Justice League first movie, you mean? I just don't see. I just don't see Superman of any kind dealing with Batman the way they've got him now. The Dark Knight. You'd have to turn Batman back into a Adam West Batman. Put him in a Justice League movie.
Why do you say that?
Well, they've even made fun of it online. You've probably seen where they have the Dark Knight interact with. I forgot the name of it. There's one little animation thing on YouTube where it has the Dark Knight and Superman is acting like Superman and being a cocky guy, and Batman is the Dark Knight, and he's acting like, did you make him fear in the night? I put this on Alcon TV a couple of years ago, and it shows like Batman and Commissioner Gordon and Superman in a room, and it's animation, and Batman's like, we need to go after the Joker. And Batman's like, yeah, hang on a second. He flies through the wall and comes back a second later. Is this the guy? He's holding up the Joker, And you've seen this, haven't you? And Joker's like, yeah, but did you make him fear the night and realize why his life sucks and all this stuff? And Superman's like, hang on. Flies off again with Joker up into the ceiling and comes back but just by himself. And he's like, what'd you do with the Joker? Oh, I threw him out into space. You guys could breathe in space, right? Oh, crap. And Batman goes off on this whole thing about they zoom in on him, and Batman's like, we need to make sure there's no injustice, there's no criminal activity in the world again, and the justice will live on and all this crap. And they come back out, and Superman's gone, and Commissioner Gordon's like, where'd he go? I don't know. And Superman jumps back in, and he goes, you know what? While you were there talking, I just stopped all crime in the world, like all of it. And that's indicative of how a Justice League movie would be, because Batman's not going to be able to, the way they have him now, you're not going to be able to see him in the daylight.
No, I think what they're probably going to do though is make Superman weaker. That's the only thing that they can do to like have.
No, they'll cheese out by have him in the very beginning of the movie. He will have eaten a Kryptonian sandwich or something, and he's just like half powered or incapacitated until the very end, and then he shows up and saves everybody. Probably something like that.
Yeah, it'll probably be something, like that, where he's, somebody kicked him in the nuts.
Where it's going to piss the fans off, because they're like, where's Superman? He's not in a movie at all until the end, There's lots of other movies like that where the main star you want to see is not there until the end.
Well, and it's not like they ever do like a big, alien race type thing. Like, I mean, Avengers kind of did it a little bit.
They were talking about doing a Death of Superman for a while.
Oh yeah, with the Nick Cage Superman.
Yeah, that was his idea, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was his. I've seen the pictures. I've seen like a couple of the different
versions of his face on there. Yeah, I've seen that.
There's that, and then there's like there was a different the suit to like rebuild Superman or whatever. The
black version. Yeah, somebody put that's what I was about to say. Nick his face on that suit. It's like, no, it's not gonna work. Nick Cage is too stringy. Well, the Superman version in the comics when he died was like, Hulk Hogan Superman, all muscular and stuff.
Yeah, I like a couple of years ago I finally picked up like the Death of Superman, A World Without Superman, and the Return of Superman. And they're not very good.
I saw a YouTube video or something where somebody explains, maybe in a crack.com thing, where they explain how killing off Superman in the comics started a chain of other comic book companies killing off their characters, but they say how they were all brought back. Batman was killed off shortly afterwards and brought back, but the main thing was that they said also how killing off Superman ruined Superman ever since in the comics. And they went through showing how the whole mess, and you remember, nobody could follow it after Superman died, with the 4 versions that showed up with Steel and the Kryptonian Superman and Superboy and all that stuff. Who's the real Superman, Cyborg Superman, and how even DC lost track of what they were doing when there were so many crossovers between this episode and that episode and this comic and that comic, and how they just said screw it and brought him back. He ended up being one of the 4 or 5, but how it didn't make any sense whatsoever in the end. And it didn't accomplish anything.
Have you seen the one where they explain the whole death and return of Superman?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like
they piece it together, but they're saying how it's just stupid and insane just to follow.
Well, there was that, and then like, man, like, I don't know. Were you ever like a fan of like Booster Gold and all those like, I don't know. I'm going to venture out and say like B, C grade like superheroes that you'd never heard of. I think it was like the Century and stuff like that.
In the Marvel universe, yeah, and not in the DC. I didn't follow DC too much.
Yeah,
I didn't really have any DC comics except for some Superman episodes and Batman.
Yeah, I still like the only real DC stuff that I have. I've got Watchmen. I've got the Superman stuff. I've got some Batman. And I really liked the Darkest or Blackest Night, and I'm still collecting like Brightest Day trades and stuff like that. But those were cool. But as far as like general DC stuff, I just haven't been that interested in them.
Yeah. No, DC to me, all the characters were super. There were too many of them that had ultimate powers. Superman, Green Lantern. Doomsday and all that. Marvel had a few of their galactic characters like that, but they basically stayed away from Earth for the most part. Most of the superheroes or mutants in Marvel were just, they each had a specific power and that was it. DC had too many characters that had all kinds of powers.
I can fly and jump and repel bullets and...
Yeah, Superman could do everything everybody else can. Did you ever see the old? I put it on Alcon TV last year. The old SNL of Superman dying.
Oh yeah, yeah. With like they had the Hulk and.
Yeah, and it was funny because what was it? They had they had the Adam Sandler as the Flash, and he comes walking in there, and they're like, "Man, I don't know why I'm here." And he's like, "Man." And they're like, "You're the Flash." He goes, "Yeah, but all I can do is run fast." And they're like, No. He's like, "No, that's it. All I can do is run fast. Superman could run as fast as me, but he was such a nice guy, he never mentioned it."
Yeah.
And most everybody who came in there all felt useless, man. And then at the end of that, they're like, they were saying the Legion of Doom was taking over an airport or something, yet they were all there. Lex Luthor and all the Legion of Doom was in the room. But they were all like saying, "Oh, okay, who could fly? Who could turn the world around on its axis? You, okay?" And there's random people standing up. They weren't even being accurate about it. And they're like, "Okay, who could shrink people with their eyes? No, okay, let's go. We can do this. We can be Superman." And they all walk down the room. And I was gonna skit.
Well, so we can still talk about Superman, but I was going to get to my little news piece.
No, that's fine. You mentioned something about it, so
yeah.
Cue news intro.
Boom, news.
And
Let me see if I can bring up my my screen share here. There we go. Pull it up here. There it is. The Ben & Jerry sues porn company. Doesn't do well, but I'm pulling this off a Huffington Post. I've read this on several different sites, but let's see. Ben & Jerry's has sued a maker of a pornographic DVD for allegedly infringing on the names of its ice cream flavors with a movie series called Ben and Cherries. The company changed some of the Ben & Jerry's best-known ice cream flavors into titles for its movies, according to a complaint filed by Ben & Jerry's subsidiary, Unilever. Let's see. For instance, Boston cream pie became Boston cream thighs. Chocolate fudge brownie became chocolate fudge babes. And my favorite one is the peanut butter cup became peanut butter D cups, said the the lawsuit said. The DVD jackets also mimics the packaging of Ben & Jerry's ice cream products, according to the lawsuit. Ben & Jerry's is asking the court to stop the company, Rodax Distributors, Inc., from making or selling movies that infringes its trademarks, and it also is seeking monetary damages.
You can't go after these porn companies because they're gonna if they're not gonna do it this way, they're gonna do it another way.
Well, the court favored Ben & Jerry's, actually.
Really?
Yeah, from what I'd read, that the court favored them. They had to stop doing the porn movies, and they had to pull the porn movies from shelves. So, yeah, that's awesome. As I'm super pixelated again.
Cool.
Let me see if I can pull up some more screenshot stuff here. But see if I can find I found the pictures of the.
Of what?
Of the covers here, or at
Really?
least two of the covers. Let me see. There we go.
You gonna make this your desktop? Hello.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'll do. There's peanut butter D cups.
Chocolate fudge babe peanut butter decaf. Okay.
But
20 hours, 4-disc set. Sorry, I'm reading the details. Let me zoom in.
I didn't.
These
Yeah, I
cups
didn't.
are filled with what? Sweetness. Chocolate creamy lust flavor. I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's making me cough. Hot.
What does that
D
say?
cups.
What does that say on the right of the front cover?
Let's see. Hot D cups for your sweet pleasure.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, no more Ben and Cherries. If that's one of your favorite favorite
And
series.
you know that'll be
out
all over Pirate Bay now.
there. 20 hours, dude. It's a four-disc set.
I don't know. Wouldn't you be hitting stop after about 10 minutes?
You got 20 hours of porn, but you only watch it 10 minutes.
There's a lot
at
of behind
time.
the scenes and extra footage there. Making of. Your typical DVD stuff.
That's awesome, though. No, but the court ruled in favor of Ben and Jerry's because they were saying that it ruins their good image, their good wholesome image.
Yeah. Wholesome image of two fat guys eating ice cream.
But didn't they come out and maybe I got this wrong? Maybe it was just a meme that somebody had done. But didn't they do like a sweaty balls, like ice cream flavor?
They did. They did. They went ahead and did that. And SNL gave them permission.
Well, yeah, that's
They
gonna ruin.
did that recently. They did it like a year ago, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it's not like they did sweaty balls, so they're not that wholesome.
Yeah. That skit was great.
I just like I can't like fathom why they'd go after the porn company. Like it's really not like you don't look at that and go, "Oh, that's Ben and Jerry's ice cream."
Sorry, I was looking at the
It's a
kid.
DVD. It's a DVD cover. I mean, who cares really? I mean, I'm sure there's like some porn aficionado somewhere who's like holding on to his copies of Ben and Cherries.
Oh, I know, exactly.
For the collector market.
You gotta download it and burn a bunch of copies and print that cover out and sell them at the next con.
The bootleg table next to the new Wonder Woman series that never got released.
Lucasfilm, I don't know if he was successful or not trying to get Starballs off shelves.
The anime thing?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. I know people have copies of it. I don't have an actual official copy. I've got a digital copy I downloaded, but I don't know if he. I know he went after him. I don't know if he won or not.
I don't know if that's something I'd actually want to own. I've seen clips of it.
But
It's
even as
gone under
Lucas, why
like.
would you want to acknowledge that?
Well,
Was
there's
even
that,
out
and then
there?
there's. I mean, there's been a big like in stream of like porn parodies coming out. There's like several Star Trek ones, and
Oh yeah, there were
like
some. Okay, carry on. Yeah,
well, they just. I
I
mean,
haven't
like,
seen any of them.
no, I haven't seen it. Well, apparently Will Wheaton's like friends with the chick who was playing Deanna Troy in the new Star Trek porn parody.
Okay.
He's like, it's really weird because she's like my friend and she's, you know,
Would you really be interested in the porn if you knew Will Wheaton was involved in any way?
not really, not with that weird beard that he's growing.
Yeah. It's bad enough seeing him on every other every other episode of Big Bang Theory.
You know, I'm sure the series is good. I just never have watched it.
I can't either, and I saw part of the Will Wheaton episode. I got a friend of mine who was like, dude, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. And he sent me, I told him, he goes, put some of these clips on Alcon TV. I was like, I don't watch a show, so I don't know what's funny. So he sent me a bunch of clips, and I'm like, none of these are funny. But I put a few of them on Alcon TV a couple years ago. Had Katie Sackhoff on there. But it wasn't really that funny.
Well, yeah, I've had friends that were like, man, you're gonna love the show because you're a nerd and you're gonna like really like the nerd stuff. And I watched like I think the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, oh, it's okay, I guess. I'm just not into sitcoms.
I forgot the name of it. There's a British show that has to do with tech support and computers in an office building.
Oh, the IT Crowd.
Yeah, that's funny. I had a friend of mine that was that had it all on tape, and we watched like the first season and a half over at his house. That was funny. That seemed similar and stuff, but after a while, even that got being the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I'm not gonna knock anybody for liking the show. They can like whatever they want, but
Yeah.
I couldn't get into it because I was just like, well, yeah. I mean, it's sort of true to life, I guess. There's a lot of people that look at you funny and are like, oh, you're into comic books and toys and stuff.
I guess it's too close to home. It's not funny. It's too realistic.
It hurts my soul.
That was me. That's still me. Oh my god.
Except I don't have like a hot blonde hanging on me the entire show.
Yeah. But even then, they make those guys way too freaking... I know they're nerds, and there's that level of nerdom, but they make those guys way too intelligent. They're...
Oh yeah, they're all doctors and stuff.
And they all have real jobs and PhDs and stuff. It's like, okay, but majority, 90% of your nerds out there have no jobs, and they're working at McDonald's, and they could barely afford one action figure a week.
Well, they're like, well, that's not funny. That's just sad.
Yeah. That's why this show isn't funny. It's like, that's not me. I'm not a nerd like that. That's a super nerd. They don't exist. Especially with some hot chick living across the hall, and none of them want to talk to her. It's like, no.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing I don't understand is like if you're at that level of nerd
Yeah.
and you have access to all that money, why
Yeah.
would you be living in an apartment building with like
Three other nerds.
three
Yeah.
other guys when you could just have a house to yourself that you could make a museum to
Yeah.
all your crap that you would accumulate as a nerd?
That's the level I've achieved. I have a house that I can nerd up if I feel like it, which I kind of do.
That's the achievement you've unlocked.
Yes. I just don't have any money after buying that achievement to buy any cool weapons of that level.
You can't get the like full mannequin with the Adam West Batman suit Like,
No, I've unlocked the achievement level 10. I just don't have enough money to buy any level 10 weapons or items at this point.
no level 10 magics.
Well, my job is still level 1, so
Have no mana for my level 10.
yes. I'm a wizard, but I got no power.
I've been playing Oblivion a lot lately
Yeah.
because not really have much to do, so that's what I've been doing. Is I went and bought a used copy of Oblivion for like $15 because I was hooked on Skyrim, and then I don't think Dave will allow Skyrim in the house again. So
Yeah. What happened with him again at the end? He just got bored of it, or what? Or it sucked up too much of his time?
well, it was kicking both our asses as far as time was concerned. Like we would both.
I
Spend,
remember you were like off planet for like a week.
Yeah, and then well, eventually what happened was his PS3 died.
Oh,
And like apparently like on PS3 like Skyrim's like super buggy anyway.
oh.
And so like it died and then he sold all his games and he went and got the R2 Xbox and
So he had a cold cut addiction. Just end.
yeah, I mean it hurt both of us cuz I think I was like a level 52 mage or something like that and he was in the high 40s like sword swinging warrior kind of guy. So
I'm still playing Old Republic. I'm still having fun with it. A lot of people have quit, and they keep coming out with updates, and I'm still having fun. I've got maxed out one character and doing another, and I'm planning on doing all the. I've still yet to even make a good character, you know. As far as a good-sided, light-sided character.
he still subscribes to it, but he doesn't actually play it all that much.
See, that's a waste. I can admit I subscribed to Galaxies came out in '03, I believe. I paid the $15 a month every month up until last December or whenever it was.
Well, I'm gonna wait
But I
for.
played it all the time, yeah.
I mean, now they've gone to like free to play for a lot of people, so I think they're trying to use that to hook people into it.
For what game? For Old Republic?
Yeah.
It's free to play for 30 days, then you have to pay for it after that if you want.
No, they went to a free to play, and now so you can start a character up.
Yeah,
and
but you
play
can't
it.
get past like level 15 or something. There's a limit. Level 30 or something.
No, you can, but there's like certain items that in certain
Yeah.
like areas that are locked that you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
pay. So like you can play it for free, but if you want to unlock this planet or the ship or something, you've got to pay for that. And then that's how they're doing it now.
The fun part I'm having is with each planet has a different level range, and you can go to any of the planets you want to at any time. You can go to a 50 level planet if you're only level 10. You're gonna get your ass handed to you in about 2 seconds, but I'm going back to all the old planets that being complete to get the whole map laid out. I just did the missions and left real quick. I wasn't really zooming through the story, but I would do most of the missions and leave. So I'm going back and doing the missions that I skipped, which is cheating because I'm 50 level, playing level 30 missions and stuff. But I'll walk around and you'll see all the people on that level in that planet. Oh, hey, can you help me? And all this crap, and or they go after. There's a boss on each planet, and I've been able to solo them all up to like level 30 or 40, being level 50, and I'll go walk around and you'll see them all chatting. Hey, who wants to do level boss? Level boss, level boss. And I'll just be in that area, and somebody goes, "Hey, help us out!" And I'm joining all 10 of them, and I'm like, you guys, this is cheating. And they're like, no, help us out, man, help us out, because you get a little badge for blowing up the level boss. They're like, oh, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm like, and I'll type in as I'm fighting, because I'm not taking any damage. I'm like, you guys stand over there and just shoot every once in a while. I'll take this dude on myself. So you get credit just for being part of the group.
You're like Leroy Jenkins, and you just go
Like,
in and
man, you're awesome, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. And what I'll do is I know all the. They don't tell you, but you could do all of the. You could do all of the MMO commands by typing in / and whatever. Well, they don't tell you that you can do all that in the game unless you've played those kind of games before. So I know how to crouch and do all these other things and stuff that your character doesn't have keystrokes for. And so I'm usually crouched on top of a large rock or a tree or a building near an area like that. So I'm doing the Batman pose, watching all these other characters get their ass handed to them, and they're like, "Hey, who's that dude up there? Hey, can you help us out?" And I'll play the silent Batman character and walk over and don't say nothing and do whatever and leave. You know,
Throw Force Lightning and be like done with it. And you're just like,
well, that's my bounty hunter character, so he's all armored up and badass, and I got this sidekick who's a big Frankenstein-looking dude with a sword next to me, vibro sword, and same thing. And they're like, "Man, you're fucking awesome looking," like noob. But I'm bored, so I'm just impressing the noobs because I can. And there's still tons of stuff I haven't done before, and I'm just screwing around because I can.
I'm gonna wait for Elder Scrolls Online because that's apparently gonna be out for Mac and PC. So I'm looking forward to that one.
I don't have time to suck up my life anymore for this kind of games. I'm playing Old Republic. I'm playing it for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and logging off.
Well, I mean, you can play like Elder Scrolls like that. You can do like one mission and then say,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just gonna
that's what
take
I'm
you
doing,
20
but-
it'll take you 20 years to make any progress.
Yeah, that's why I'm in no rush because there is no rush to play these games. The kids that are rushing and hating the game, it's like, well, you just rushed. I mean, there were people that max leveled out in the game after 3 days after the game came out. Oh, no, this game sucks. Well, I wonder why.
Well, there's that, and then like, did you ever hear about the kid who died in Japan from
Yes,
like, playing
yes.
WoW?
Several reports of guys doing that, going in dehydration and shit. But yeah, that kid, didn't eat for 5 days, 6 days straight or something, or
Yeah,
sleep.
I mean, I just imagine a computer surrounded with jars of piss.
I envisioned the South Park episode. Remember they were playing that World of Warcraft game and they're downstairs? They all gain like 200 pounds, and Cartman's mom, he's just shitting into a bowl behind himself. That's what I envision from those kind of people.
That's crap.
I've gotten close to that, where, oh shit, the sun came out, kind of thing.
I've only had that happen once with Skyrim, where I was like playing and I didn't even realize that it was like that late.
It was
Like
5:30 in the morning.
8 hours of life had gone by, and I was like, oh man, I got to be at work in 2 hours. I guess I got to go get ready.
Yeah, see, I was unemployed when Galaxies first came out. So guess who didn't have a job for 8 months?
Oh man, how do you support that? How do you do that?
I was getting unemployment, and it sucked because I just started making payments on that truck I had, and I had a semi-cheap apartment, but no, it sucked because I didn't have any money. Then I got this job, yay!
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out a way to get get more of a permanent residence at that job. Because I can't, man, I have a hard time doing the 9 to 5 thing. Like I worked for a certain copier company, and it was pretty much like Office Space.
Yeah, I don't know. I had that job. I've had the evening job that goes 9 to 5, and I don't know. You end up not liking any of that stuff after a while.
Yeah.
But any job, I guess, you can get away with screwing around with for a week at a time and still getting paid. I guess I'm lucky.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool job. I still think it's cool, even though I'm not doing a whole lot of work right now. But
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I think we're going to wrap this up because I think we've done our hour.
Have we? I have no timer.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about this. There's no like timer when you start broadcasting or not.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching us and hanging out. And Jeff, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me for a little while.
Yeah. Sure.
And we'll see you people later. Bye.